I'm Colin Singer, immigration lawyer and managing partner of Immigration.ca.
Canada Immigration News Articles, June 2016. Report claims previous changes to the Temporary Foreign Worker Program leaves migrants more vulnerable. Low-skilled migrant workers were left further exposed to exploitation by changes made to the Temporary Foreign Workers Program under the previous Conservative government. A new report by an Ontario charity concludes that the 2014 move to place caps on the numbers of temporary foreign workers and limit how long they could stay in Canada created an atmosphere of uncertainty that played into the hands of unscrupulous employers. A human rights lawyer who wrote the report for the Metcalfe Foundation says the Liberal government's review of the system represents a crossroads for Canada between viewing temporary labor as a commodity and constructing a framework to give the workers back their rights. A multidimensional rights-based approach is needed to build effective protection for decent work, the report states. Such an approach must be anchored in human rights and labor rights, and it must reject the commodification of labor and be anchored in a firm commitment to worker protection. Advocates have for years sought a change in the rule that ties a temporary foreign worker to one employer during their time in Canada, with that employer holding the power to have a worker return back to their home country. Temporary foreign workers are reluctant to raise questions over the way they are treated for fear of losing their visa. When Harper's government put further restrictions in place, workers' advocates claimed that it made the situation worse, with workers having to compete for limited numbers of renewal places and the government issuing visa for only 1 year. The report states that migrant workers' insecurity is a product of choices that federal and provincial governments have made into developing the legal and policy systems that govern these workers' labor migration journey. Their insecurity is an entirely foreseeable outcome of these choices. With Canada's labor migration policies at a crossroads, what future will we choose? The report concluded the following recommendations. Number 1, Canadian immigration policy must be reframed to ensure that workers at all skill levels can apply to immigrate to Canada for permanent residence. 2, migrant workers of all skill levels who are working in Canada should have access to secure pathways to apply for and receive permanent residence. They should be able to do so independently without requiring a nomination by their employer. And thirdly, migrant workers must have a voice in shaping the policies that govern their treatment in Canada. But these recommendations appear short-sighted. Migrant workers and Canadians alike must surely be protected against exploitation by employers. However, temporary low-skilled foreign workers who choose to apply to work in Canada must do so knowing that their relocation has a finite term and they will be required to leave Canada afterwards. For the few who are able to transition to permanent residence, they will be able to improve their qualifications and meet existing pathways under permanent residence streams. Those who cannot must look to other destinations beyond Canada.